What's going on, Ronin? Last week at the end of TennoCon 2022, Digital Extreme showcased a surprise trailer for a new game that they are working on titled Soulframe. This is coming directly from the minds of the creators of Warframe and Dark Sector. The Washington Post's Nathan Grayson had an interview with the two directors of the game director and the creative director, and it sheds some more light on what we can expect from this new title. So we're going to talk about that in this video, and I'll have a link to the article in the description if you guys want to check it out there. So instead of focusing on the gunplay Space Ninja theme that Warframe has, Soulframe is going to go for a more slow-paced, close combat approach. But the game will retain the cooperative player versus environment aspects that Warframe had. Even though Soul is in the name, there isn't any thoughts on making it a Souls-like game, although there may be some influence from Elden Ring, just on how like the world is open and how some combat acts and how it moves. There isn't like an actual game made at the moment, so they're just still in that process of getting everything together, but they know the direction they're going in. Like the game document and all that is made. Now it's time to start building. So it's just in the starting stages, and they haven't even touched combat yet, pretty much. But I'm curious to see what direction they will go for with combat. We did see some cool things in the trailer, so I'm not sure how you could pull that off in an MMO. So I'm kind of interested what they do. The devs are also taking what they learned from the years they've had with Warframe and making Soulframe a more open world with a focus on exploration and the world feeling alive. One of the ways they plan to accomplish this is with underground caverns that procedurally shift throughout the day. It's like when you log out, it'll be one way, and probably by the time you log back in again to play some more, the caverns will change all over the place. It's kind of cool. And that kind of makes me think like the dungeons in Albion Online, how the portals appear, but you're not going to kind of go into the same dungeon every time. They kind of change up. And I'm thinking they're going to kind of do the same thing here with Soulframe in that aspect. And the idea behind that is that the world is angry with the inhabitant of the world and how it's being treated and is fighting back. This is taking inspiration from great movies like The Never Ending Story and Princess Mononoke, and using that collision between industry and nature as its base with themes focused around nature, restoration, and adventure. Now we can see how nature can possibly play a role in the trailer, with the main character drawing energy from the ground into the sword and then using that energy in the sword to defeat the enemies that are around him. And then he uses the sword, puts the sword back in the ground, and the energy disperses back into the ground. Later on, he uses that same energy that he puts in the ground to get rid of the chains that are kind of holding this dire wolf or this giant wolf in place. And it's like, I would like to call like a spirit wolf, a mother wolf. So they're talking about nature. They mentioned Princess Mononoke. It's a lot of more like the nature is kind of in control, spirit animals and things of that nature is what it seems like, what it looks like. We have the bird, we got the moose, and we have this giant wolf here. One thing that is important to note is that Digital Extremes is actually referring to this as an action hybrid MMORPG. So it's not like Warframe where we're looking at it as an online multiplayer action game. They're actually going for those MMORPG elements, and I'm kind of curious to see what elements that they put in the game that, beside it being an open world, that we can look at and define it as an MMORPG. Like I said earlier, there isn't really a game to showcase or talk about, but the plan is to have the game in our hands within a year and grow the project out the same way they did Warframe. And I kind of like how they did that, because Warframe, I don't know how long or if you ever played Warframe, Warframe started with just the ninja, the Tenno, on the screen, and you can select which system you wanted to go to do the mission, and then you would go back. It was just pretty much hub and spoke that way, where you'd be on the screen and you select the mission. Now, when I jump back in later, I'm on a ship. I got stuff I can do on the ship. I can change the colors, all this stuff. So it's a real big difference in how that's grown. And people that I've played, like who have been playing Star Citizen, have also seen similar growth, even with No Man's Sky. So seeing a game grow like that from the beginning to where it can potentially be, or it's pretty cool to experience. I'm sure this game is also going to be free to play like Warframe is. I'm not sure what any kind of monetization systems it will have in it or what that stuff is going to go into. But I am excited to see what Soulframe brings to the table, and I'm planning on hopping on as soon as they make it available for us to play. So between now and next year sometime, hopefully. What do you guys think about this new Frame title coming into existence? Is it something that you're excited to try out? Are you thinking they're gonna do a good job with it? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. The next one, I think we're gonna talk about some Ashes of Creation stuff. I'm kind of working on it right now. We'll see how that turns out. All right, guys, thanks for watching.
Stressed out, girl, I think I want some neck. Hit a lick, I might go and blow a check. It ain't safe, boy, you better grab a vest. Stay strapped, cause they might just have a tech.